Hi, this is TapCat. Welcome to part 28 of Let's Play Civilization 5 Brave New World as the Shoshone. It is very possible that this will be the final installment of this Let's Play. We are in pursuit of a science victory, and we're working on particle physics so that we can construct an SS engine. I assume that's short for spaceship engine. We're 7 turns away. Before I started recording, I did go through my cities and just, fine-tune it to put absolutely as much science output as we could. Virtually all of our cities are not only, assigning specialists to science, but their production is going there as well. So I think we've wrung about as much of that out of our out of our system as we can. I'm going to go ahead and start moving these ships down here, and I'm going to explain why. One of the things, since we're close to the end, one way or another, we should be able to win here very soon. But the question is, how could we lose? How could it be taken away from us? And there's really only a couple of scenarios. One is somebody does still manage to pull out a diplomatic victory. And despite what we've done to him, Enrico is very close to having enough delegates. Portugal, not so close. And this turn, we're going to try to strip some more delegates away from Enrico, just in case he somehow has a last-minute surprise tucked away. He doesn't really have any money, so yeah, he's at 0 and he's at negative 31 per turn. Maria's at 183 and negative 57 per turn. So I don't feel like it's too likely that either one of them is going to pull this away from us, but who knows? Let's go ahead and move this worker up here. We brought it over to hook up the uranium, and I see now one of the workers we automated earlier is already here and on the case. So I should have thought of that, even though it's a very long trip, that one of them might do something like that. Now, let's bring this screen up. Some of these city-states, we needed very little influence to make them allies. That one only needs 26. So let's see. Wow, we still have to pay him 1,000 gold, but such is life, I suppose. That may be the only one I do. I mean, I don't have that much gold. What has that done to the World Congress? He's down to 24, so he would need to pick up 3 city-states. I don't see that happening, so we will leave it at that. Okay, so I still haven't explained why I'm moving all my ships down. Well, here's the thing. I mentioned a diplomatic victory as one of the ways it's possible we could lose. It's not likely, but it's possible. The only other way I can even foresee at all is if Portugal in particular, possibly Poland, were to send forces overseas, drop a nuke on our capital, or otherwise just, bomb it with 10,000 planes and swarm it and take it. And of course that would not necessarily cause us to lose the game outright, but it would certainly wreck our current spaceship, I'll tell you that. All right, we're going to put that discussion on hold for a minute. So Portugal is prepared to go all in on voting to repeal Catholicism. And if we put all of our votes, actually 13 of our votes, I think it's going to win. Yeah, this is actually kind of hard. So there's one civilization with 4 delegates. If they actually vote nay, then we could be screwed. But I don't think that's going to happen. And then as far as this thing goes, I mean, it's going to happen. There's just no way it's not. So I might as well put a yes vote on it, and actually forget that. I'm not going to. I could anger Poland, and who knows? He's so mad at me already. Maybe that's the straw that breaks Casimir's back and gets him to send his nuclear bomber over to Moson. I would not enjoy that very much. I don't think we really need to make anything. It just feels like a waste of time at this point. Maybe a bomb shelter in our capital. You know what? I think we're going to do that. Let's see. We're 6 turns away. Can I kind of put that on the clock here so I don't have to keep going in? So if I change production to a bomb shelter, assuming that I can. Yeah, there it is. So it reduces population loss. Yeah, whatever. I'll just go ahead and do it. We're still at 6 turns, so it didn't matter. All right, let's get the fleet moving again. So yeah, obviously with what I just talked about, the fleet is kind of an emergency measure to just say, all right, look, in the off chance that somebody tries to come over at the last minute and kick our sandcastle apart, we've got something here to slow them down. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't think that's going to happen. But, you know, there's so few ways we can actually screw this up at this point, and it's not like I have anything better to do with these, so sure. Let's go ahead and get another policy. And I remember there was one that said you get to fight some sort of bonus, like for plus 15% combat effectiveness when you're in friendly territory. And at this point, I'm pretty sure friendly territory is the only place we're going to be. At least in a war I care about. We should have, well, I guess Enrico can attack us again if he wants to. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about that. Okay, the embargo with Poland passed. Not really a shocker. And the world religion was not passed. Oh my God. Oh well, that's too bad. So because Poland put all his votes. So that's strange. It seems like the thing that was put up on the screen was just wrong. That's kind of disturbing. I don't care about this, by the way. I don't have any great engineers to use, so yeah, I think the one we want is here. Yeah, here it is. 15% attack bonus. Sure. I'm certainly not saying that that's the best of those policies. What I'm saying is for the approximately 10 turns that I expect this to last, which is about all this game has left, it's the best choice or the least bad choice for me. I don't really think any of them are particularly useful to me right now. If they had something like build a spaceship part immediately for free, yep, okay, that would be pretty good. And we'll go ahead. No, I'm not giving him any money. I don't care. He still has too many delegates. We're 10 turns away, which is very close. The other thing we could do, now that I think about it, well, I'm not going to worry about that. I was just going to say, we could prepare to actually attack a city-state like Ife if Enrico somehow actually managed to pull off a coup or something like that and get more delegates. How's he looking right now? He's at 24. Yeah, so he hasn't done any better. He's a scrapper though, man, I tell ya. That guy, looks like I just saw tanks go by. That's pretty good. I'm not positive if I've even made one tank. The funny thing is, it really doesn't matter what he does over here. I mean, I don't care. You know, he could take Venice or attack it right now, and he wouldn't have enough time, you know, to make it meaningful. He'd have to rebuild his trade network and get a bunch of money out of it, and, you know, he just doesn't have that kind of luxury to take that time. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I need to do anything else. And there's no sign of anybody coming. Sure, he's denouncing us. I mean, in fairness, we were his friend for, 2,000 years or so, and we sneak attacked him. It's kind of cheap. But also, in fairness, he was trying to become the world leader, and that's just not acceptable. Alrighty, let's bring this guy over. So we're doing pretty well at getting these guys over. Now, actually, you know what we could do? Rather than putting them right on top of the city, we could use like 3 ships. Yeah, geez, over here you only need 1. That's awesome. So we're going to set these up to create strategic choke points. That is exactly how we're going to do it. And so if anybody came over, they would have to fight their way through each layer in turn. And with the kind of time that they're going to have available, that's really not going to happen. Yep, I know. I love that. It wasn't petty politics when he tried to establish his religion as the world religion. But anyone who tries to unshackle us from that, that's petty politics. Of course it is. Okay, so let's bring this battleship over here. Oh, look at him. Well, I don't think we have to worry about a frigate, really. I mean, I'm being overly cautious and everything, but I think even at that, we can safely say that that's not really a huge threat. So what kind of stinks is, I want to take advantage of the fact that they can only move 1 tile if they're adjacent to you, but there's a path through here right now. So do I have to put him here? I could put him here. And then leave this guy like that. And maybe this guy like that. So, depending on where they come from, they may go through, at least 1, probably 2. Okay, so what do I want to do with Mosan? Is there really anything? I'll go ahead and put him on research. We're 2 turns away from particle physics. I don't remember if I've already said this, but my guesstimate is that it'll take about 5 turns to produce the final piece once we're allowed to start on it. By the way, I forgot to point this out. I only noticed it myself right before I started recording. that Shaka is out of the game now. It's down to 4. So you can tell just by looking at the map, it's Portugal who did that. They had been just pecking away for I don't know how long. So I intend to leave this guy right where he's at. And then we'll move the other one forward, or maybe we'll do it vice versa. It doesn't really matter. We have the Manhattan Project, but I don't intend to, use that. We'll just put them on research. Yeah, they're all on research except Salvador, and I'm already down to 1 turn, so I wouldn't think that would make a big difference. Now, unless we do start a war or something like that, I will continue this installment until we build the final piece and win. If something significant happens and, it's going to be a real delay, then that's fine.
Every particle of matter is attracted by or gravitates to every other particle of matter with a force inversely proportional to the squares of their distances.
All right, so actually, yeah, he will have enough movement to go where I want him, and that'll block this channel. And now he's blocking it a second time. So we're guaranteed that no one is coming through here terribly quickly. Now, particle physics is finished. Say that 3 times fast. So we're going to go in here. I was off by a turn. All right. And the other thing we're going to do, though, is to look at our city management, because I guess I'm not... Well, actually, maybe I can. What happens if you let people starve? That's probably not good, is it? Well, here's what I'm thinking. Let's release all of our science specialists because we truly don't need them anymore. And where did they go? Sorry guys, I don't really care if you eat. I only care about putting you to work in like factories and stuff like that. So far I have not managed to take a turn off of the tally. Let's unlock that and put another one to work on the workshop. And we got down to 5 turns. Awesome. So I think we've squeezed this about as much as we're going to. We can research a new technology. Really hard to think that any of these are going to matter, to be honest with you. But we will do globalization. It won't do us any good in this next election, but I could certainly use more delegates if something happens and this stupid game keeps going. I suppose I could turn off science production. I don't know what I would really switch to. All right, well, that's awesome news. Maria has just declared war on Kashmir. I mean, those two have been going at it forever. And the fact that they're doing that with each other means that it's very unlikely, if it could be any more unlikely, that either of them is going to come and pay any attention to me. So I could try to think of something like I could put this into gold or something. I don't really want to drag this game out. It seems very unlikely to me that, we're going to need to do anything except spend 5 turns building this engine. So we're just going to stick to that, and I'll automate this worker. Overall, I'm fairly happy with this game. I don't think there's any questions. I made some mistakes. I made some fairly key mistakes earlier. I did not like where I settled our capital. And I do not like where I settled our second city. It does have some virtues, like being next to a mountain. Great scientist. Well, that's a little later than I really wanted.
The new electronic interdependence recreates the world in the image of a global village.
So good news is we will have more delegates now. What does the internet do? It doubles tourism. Done. I am more than happy to double tourism. So yeah, I don't really like how I did that. I didn't have a city on the coast. It forced me to go to conquer a city-state to get one. And then that actually leads to another mistake that I feel I made, which is at that time, I should have just built another couple of units, rolled on up into Salvador and Rio, and taken out Brazil then. I waited a lot longer to do that. And the result is, I could have had a much stronger power base and produced more science, more culture, all of those things earlier in the game. Sure thing. And so, that was a missed opportunity. The other thing that I really regret is that my first social policy, I took the honor tree. I thought that there would be a lot more aggressive neighbors and more neighbors in general on our continent. But really, that was just bad logic all the way around. I knew I wanted to grow quickly. I should have gone for liberty given the overall plan that I had. And, I do regret that. Going into aesthetics was a mistake, but that one I actually don't really feel bad about. And the reason I say that is that we didn't really know how culture worked. And we didn't know how it worked because this is a blind Let's Play. And, that's just how it is. You're trying to figure it out. So we went through the process. We realized that Poland was just too strong and we weren't going to be able to overcome his cultural defenses. And that's fine. I don't mind the fact that I didn't know everything there was to know about Brave New World. And I was up front from the beginning that I didn't know that. But the things like the honor pick, that has nothing to do with Brave New World. That's just not playing as well as you can, not making the best decision that you can with the information and the plan that you have available at the time. So those are the things we try to learn from and do better next time. So let's see, without a clear winner, we reset. So I guess what happened is both Portugal and I got an extra delegate. That's kind of interesting, as well as Enrico, of course. But I'm pretty sure that from this point forward, even if the game continued, his delegate count would just slowly keep falling. So we did well in rigging the elections in Panama. Actually, I'm curious if I wanted to ally with them. Yeah, I'd only need 17. I mean, this doesn't matter at all. I'm just curious. We're already their ally, so that's cool. I guess we've just cemented it. Yeah, 129 when 60 is the requirement. Tito Harsky did a great job in IFE, so we're neutral with them. After 2 rigged elections in a row, we finally got to neutral. And in Lhasa, we are their ally, and again, we're at 187 out of 60, so we're really solid with those guys. Time to make a proposal to the UN. Well, I might as well go ahead and just do this again. I mean, it doesn't really matter anyway. The game should be over by the time we get there, but I don't mind sticking my thumb in Enrico's eye one last time, just for the sake of doing it. I see. We finished our SS engine. Just for grins, I'll start working on an airport. Why, I don't know. But we're going to hook up this engine and let's see what happens.
You have achieved victory through mastery of science. You have conquered the mysteries of nature and led your people on a voyage to a brave new world. Your triumph will be remembered as long as the stars burn in the night sky.
Or at least until the next Let's Play. So, speaking of that, there will be another Let's Play Civilization 5 Brave New World. I mentioned this a few installments ago. If you have a request for what you'd like to see, whether it be a specific civilization, map type, victory goal, you know, you name it, some bizarre scenario you'd like me to try, let us know in the comments. I can't promise I'm going to do it, but if there's, you know, any kind of consensus at all, I will at least take a hard look at it. I would like to make videos that people actually want to see. Before we wrap this up, let's go ahead and take a look at the scoreboard. So in population, we were 3. We're number 2 in a lot of stuff. We only led in literacy, not a shock there, and land, but we were certainly respectable in soldiers. Our ranking is number 2, Hammurabi. So we just missed Augustus Caesar. That's okay. And I suppose... Oh. I can't do the replay, it looks like. Or does it just take a minute to come up? Okay. Map. So let's try this. I've never done that before. So you can kind of see I came out of the gate as fast as anybody, if not faster. That's building that settler first that was mocked by a number of people, and I understand why. I wouldn't do that again, but it did get us off to a quick start, if nothing else. You see, though, we get to a point where we have 3 cities, and Brazil, Poland, Portugal, they all had 3 cities as well. And then Portugal in particular, it looks like they started spamming cities pretty good. God, seeing Indonesia on the map, it's been so long since they were with us, I almost forgot they were ever here. So, yeah, I just took Bratislava. And this is when the map, I guess, got a little bit more stable. You see Poland kind of take the shape that it ended up with for the rest of the game. Portugal and I think, are the only 2 that really expanded after this point. I guess Brazil does for a bit. This is when they went on their splurge. But as you can see, I start eating into them pretty quickly. And bye-bye Pedro. And likewise, Portugal was steadily eating up that continent. The one thing Portugal never managed to do militarily, though, was to make a big dent in Poland. They kept trading that one stupid city-state, and that was it. Okay, that's it for that. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this Let's Play. It's been a blast for me and hopefully for you as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope we see you next time.